CB show.
Yay!
Hello, everyone.
Hi! Hey everyone! Welcome to the famous or infamous CB show. Alright. Hi, good evening everyone. If you can hear our voice clearly, you can hear Chloe's voice and you can hear Bowen. Bowen, can you share something?
Yes. Hello. Hope you guys can hear us because today is going to be a very tough fight.
Yes, I know it's gonna be a very tough fight. And then people are already voting for me already, by the way. Okay, Bowen.
Wow.
Even before you get started, people are already voting for me. All right. So if you guys can hear our voice, okay, I can see that Chen Shun is here. Good to see you here. Okay, Sigmund is here as well. Hi, can hear fantastic. And then tonight it's gonna be a very exciting show because CB show is going to bring us the greatest CB stock, which is circuit breaker. I nearly forgot about what the CB stand for. Yeah, circuit breaker stock.
What do you,
Bowen,
what do you
are you
think?
ready?
So at
Huh?
first you thought it's what? You thought CB is what?
Circuit breaker lah.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, of course. I'm very
Not, not
always very good girl.
cheeseburger, man. Actually, I thought CB stands for cheeseburger. My favorite burger.
Your
Yeah,
favorite double
cheeseburger.
cheeseburger McDonald.
Most
Okay,
of
but
them
before
really expecting us to share some burger stocks.
oh yeah, so actually, you never know. I never tell you what is my CB stock, right? Maybe my CB stock is burger.
Oh, wow. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, guys. Okay, so right now, okay, before we officially kickstart this, okay, because people are already voting for some of you guys are voting for Bowen, some of you guys are voting for me. Thank you very much. All right, so we need to also decide the punishment for the tonight's winner and the loser, of course, the punishment for the loser. So maybe you guys let us know what punishment would you like to see should Bowen lose tonight's debate. Then what do you want him to do? All right, so you can put it in the chat right now. We are super excited to see
Wow,
what do
wow,
you want
wow.
Bowen to dance in front of you guys or
I see what you're
whatsoever.
trying to do here. I see what you're trying to do here. Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, yeah, the result will tell. The result will tell whether who is going to be the winner or the loser.
Nicholas, we tried last week. Handstand. I tried. I couldn't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
But maybe
Today we're going to
we
do something special. We do leg stand.
can. Leg stand. Yes. This one I can do it. I can do it. Bowen can do it too. Okay. What else? Apart from handstand, which attempted last week. Last week we attempted. Kelvin is here. Hi. He gave us free course. Wow. Shufan is very smart. So the punishment will be a reward for her because she got free course. Okay. A Facebook user said sing a song. Okay. What else? Okay. Before we officially get started, so let me see the poll. What's the poll right now? The poll is currently who is leading.
Where did you
Okay,
post?
wow.
Where did
Right
you
now we
post?
have 46 votes inside our Telegram channel, and we have 72% voting for Chloe and 28% voting for Bowen. So Bowen, are you ready to sing a song or not?
So it
This
also
time
means
must be.
so it also means that right, technically, all these votes shouldn't count one because they haven't even listened and yet they vote for you. So later whatever we will count, right? We count based on what you're scoring, and we have to minus away. Okay, what you just mentioned. I think to be fair, the moment we start, later we will take note just now your number that you say you are 72%, right? Then we minus away. Then we see who is the winner.
Hey, Bowen, life is never fair. This is what Sean always tell us, right? Life is never fair. So we just have to make sure we deal with it and make sure you perform super well. Then you stand a chance to eventually overtake me. Okay. So without further ado, we shall pass the stage back to Bowen and let's see what charm is he going to do so that maybe some of you will start voting for him. Let's see, Bowen. Are you ready?
Yes, of course, I am ready. So make sure
You're
that
ready to
you
sing a
guys
song
are
later,
also
right?
ready.
You're ready to sing a song later, right?
Exactly, man. Yeah, I love to sing song. That is
Yeah.
so that is so
Bowen
easy. That's not even
singing
a
is super
punishment.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bowen singing is super good. Really. I when I go KTV with him, I felt like, wow, I'm going KTV with a superstar. No joke, no joke. So you guys should
Yeah.
totally let him listen to him sing later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah. Okay. Suddenly I'm lost for words. But anyway, yeah, good to see everyone and let's get started. Okay, so today, each of us, we're going to prepare one company that talk about a circuit breaker. So the company that I am going to talk about, usually we will use it, but today we never use it. Okay, I think personally for me, I use it almost on a day-to-day basis. And this is one of the company that pre-COVID, I think nobody have heard of it before, but post-COVID, right? Almost every day, guys, almost every day, you all probably will use it. Can you all just make a guess? What is this company? And it can be found inside your laptop, when you on your laptop or when you on your computer.
Google lah.
Yes.
Google every day.
Wow. Now hey, you got listen to my question or not? I say pre-COVID, you never use Google pre-COVID or not? Wow, fantastic. See, our audience are a lot smarter. So smart audience will make the smart choice later on. Vote for me, okay? Okay. But anyway, let me just go straight before we share anything. I think very importantly, disclaimer. Later, whatever I share is only for you guys. Okay. So make sure that you do your own due diligence also, including the singing part. Okay, don't share it out. Okay, so the company that I'm going to talk about is none other than Zoom Video Communication. So if you guys have heard of this company before, can you just help me to type in ZM? ZM is the ticker symbol for Zoom Video Communication. So why am I personally so excited about this? I think if you talk about COVID, if you talk about that, this is going to be one of the most iconic company. You can see, it started out $60 over, $70 over. COVID hit, this company went all the way, zoom up all the way to about close to $560. Wow, exciting. If you bought this company at the point of time, congratulations. But if you haven't, don't worry, because right now, I turn back time for you. We turn back all the way until 2019. You can see right now, if I were to just zoom in for all of you. Okay, let's zoom in. Y'all can see something, right? Right now, the price is at around $67, and that is very, very close to the IPO price. Okay, so Zoom IPO in 2019 at a price of $65. Right,
wow,
so you
look
can
like
see
downtrend, Borwen. This is downtrend.
exactly. Okay,
Super
to you, it's danger, but to all the audience over here, potentially this might be an opportunity. Again, I never say that this company, y'all must straight away go and buy. Later, I will tell you a little bit more first. Then y'all make the decision. But first of all, we can see that, of course, the slope is getting flatter and flatter. In fact, right now, you can see that it's kind of, supported at somewhere around $67. Of course, we don't want to promise anything that, this is going to be the lowest. But overall, you can see that the selling is actually slowing down. And let's monitor and see if it can actually potentially go up from here. If it goes back to 500, then congratulations, okay? Yeah, we are going to make a lot of money from here as well. So this is what I mentioned earlier on, $65, walao, we go back time to 2019. This is something that money cannot buy, okay? But today you can. So again, we always talk about this quote, be aware of the danger, but recognize the opportunity. So Chloe only recognized danger. But guys, today I will show all of you the opportunity over here. I'm going to use this thing called a big profit, because when you vote for me later on, we are going to go for big profit. So you can see, very, very systematic. I'm going to talk about the background, the industry, the growth of this company. I'm going to compare with other companies in the market as well, talk about the risk as well as the financials before moving on to the fitness. How strong is this company? Wow, how many of you are excited about this already? If you're excited, type BP for me. BP stands for big profit.
Borwen, is that why the whole afternoon you didn't reply my message? Because you zen the whole time and then trying to prepare for this competition? Is that wow?
Not really. Actually, I was in Malaysia this morning. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm very confident about this. So let's start off with the background, okay, about this company. And by understanding the background, just not going to talk about, this company do what and that, because you already know about this company. But I'm going to talk about the management. So I'm going to talk about this guy called Mr. Eric Yuan. Wow, how about him, or what about him? First, let's understand how he came to create this thing called Zoom. So this guy was VP of Engineering at Cisco, and he was actually in charge of this project called WebEx. So again, I think right now, WebEx is still in the market, but he was the guy, okay, that actually told the company to acquire WebEx. And because he see the potential of this market, at that point of time, remember 2007, Where got people use video conferencing one? But this guy have got the foresight. Okay, he really foresee that moving forward, everything is going online, including all the meeting. So subsequently, okay, you can see that using WebEx, right? He created a lot of patents. So he's not just somebody who is like the management, only know about organization, but he is really a very much down-to-earth person, all right, to create a good product. So not only does he create fantastic product, you can see over here, he's also very customer focused. So back then, he mentioned over here, I am the CEO of Zoom, and he talked about the scoring and everything. Basically, he is very much on the ground to make sure that if you have any feedback, you answer. Not only his staff will actually help to get feedback. He himself, he wants to actually get the feedback directly so that he can immediately implement and improve the system. I think for all of us, who have been using Zoom, you will be able to understand, how smooth and how seamless, and in a way compared to any other video conferencing software out there, Zoom to me, even up to today, one of the easiest. Okay, and personally, this is my best favorite lah. This morning, I was still using, Google Meet. Don't really like the platform, okay? Yeah, but later on, I will share with you some interesting statistic as well. Some of you say the company name cannot find, Zoom, then you need to zoom in a little bit more. Okay, zoom in a little bit more, then you can see. Okay, but in short, just to share a little bit of the history, so this gentleman raised fund, attract talent, started to launch, etc. Well, you can see the Zoom platform started very small, only 40 attendees at the start. But now you can see Zoom can support like 1,000, even 10 over 1,000. So it was really a slow and steady progress. September 2013, they already have more than 4,500 companies and 3 million participants using Zoom. Now, if you see 3 million, you might think that this is already a very huge number. But look at the COVID period, right? That was where this company go all the way crazy. But like I said, this was again before anybody talk about Zoom. You can see that their number already quite big one. So this is actually one of the most sought after IPO at the point of time in 2019. One of the key reasons is because this company, even though it is a tech company, it is already profitable. You all have seen a lot of tech company out there when they go listing, lose money until crazy. Even up to today, still lose money. But this company start off already strong and start off profitable. And they are very good at marketing. You can see 2016, they went into a 3-year agreement with Golden State Warrior. So that really put them onto the big stage where everybody recognized, oh, what is this brand, Zoom? Never heard before. But, if you're able to be on such a big sports, big game, basically the awareness and everything is really, really important. So that's where 2016, they already turned profitable. Revenue was up 300%. And they say, okay, let's go for IPO. So can you see, all these are all pre-COVID. They were already doing extremely well. So of course, moving forward, okay, right now, everybody knows about Zoom, etc., etc. But one thing I want to share with you, because people also tell me, Borwen, COVID also already over. I no longer subscribe to Zoom, or rather I use less of Zoom because now we have to go to office, sadly. Okay, but one thing you have to understand is Zoom was actually created not so much for individual user like us. At the very start, they are already planning Zoom actually more for corporate. So even if let's say today you say you never use Zoom, it's okay. Because in the first place, many of you are using free Zoom. You never pay them money. So whether pre-COVID, post-COVID or anything, you realize that it doesn't really affect them. So one thing we have to later look at, right, is the enterprise user. Okay, the company that are actually using Zoom for their video conferencing, because that is where big money are being made by this company. So that's why even for post-COVID, right, to be honest, COVID is a bonus for them. It's not because of COVID they become extremely wealthy or anything. Yes, they did make money, but like I said, the whole business, even pre-COVID, they were already doing well. And bonus. So that's why I say with all these bonuses and everybody getting to know Zoom, but yet, if you look at the share price, we are back to 2019 before COVID happened. So whatever happened, right, all the users that are using Zoom, to me, this is a bonus. So if you can invest in Zoom now, which I'm not trying to advise you to invest, okay, as of now yet, but let's take a look at this business because I do see that there's an opportunity over here. So in short, if you look at Zoom as a whole business, right, one thing we need to understand is this thing called unified communication. Later, I'm going to talk more about that. But in short, if you look at the pricing of Zoom, right, because we thought that Zoom is only how much, maybe $30, $20 on a month-to-month basis. But look at the enterprise level. If company, right, go for big, a lot of, I say, attendees, or they are running a concert, you need to use Zoom. Can you see the amount of money they are actually paying a year? Many of them is 5-figure. And in fact, later I'll show you one number, right, which Zoom used to look at their big customer, those that are paying 100,000 and above. Okay, this number is something that is being tracked very, very closely as well. So if you look at the industry, the web conferencing market is actually growing really, really fast. Okay, so this is definitely a good sign. So there's a huge total addressable market over here. And we talk about this thing called unified communication as a service. A lot of people heard of other form of, like software as a service, this and that, but this is something that is extremely new and extremely niche. Okay, but this is actually very, very powerful because Zoom is not here just to be your video conferencing. In fact, they want to link everything that you're actually doing and for company to actually improve their profitability. So if I can help a company to make more money, not just by, being a platform for you to, do meeting, I think this is where a lot of business will start to come in together and even use them to optimize the business processes, right? So very, very important for us to start looking at this. So you can see this unified communication as a service. In terms of market size, it is actually also growing, okay, very, very rapidly as well. So this is where I think the growth of this business is going to be potentially. All right. So let's take a look. You can see 2020, 2021, there was a huge jump in terms of the number of customers. I think this was also being aided by the COVID, where a lot of people get to know about this, including all these companies. So the growth rate was a bit crazy. But right now, things is actually slowing down. Okay, but that to me, a lot of people see this as a bad news. Yes, I do see that this is something to be of concern. And that is also the reason why, if you look at the share price today, it is actually still dropping because people are concerned about the growth rate moving forward of Zoom. So if Zoom cannot continue to grow, then this business, I think, people will be a little bit worried about if I invest now, 5 years later, 10 years later, can I still make money or not? Later, I will talk about that. Let's take a look at this, the 100K revenue customer. Can you see from the right-hand side, 2017, all the way to the latest one? Okay, this is actually still growing. And this is one of the key indicators that they're actually looking at, right? Where their big customers are actually still expanding. And take a look, all these people, right, 3,000 over customer, they are paying them 100,000. You just go and calculate, 3,000 times 100K. That is a lot of money.
Okay, but when the growth rate dropped a lot, originally it was 164%, dropped to 60%, now dropped to 27%,
you never
and now it's
listen,
3.14%.
I just spent the last 5 minutes talking about this point. People like you think that it is dangerous, which I admit it is something that we need to take note of. But because people like you only look at the surface, you'll never go deep into the company. Don't worry, that's why I'm here today to give all of you an insight. Okay, but for that, before I share further, please make sure you go to the Telegram and vote for me first. Okay, vote for you. All right, let's take a look at the peer comparison as well. It's important to look at this unified communication as a service in terms of the provider out there. So there's actually quite a number of businesses like Five9, Genesis that are actually doing all this. So these are all the pricing plan that they're actually offering. Okay, but in short, I tell you the price you also don't understand, right? So don't worry. I take the CFO statement and actually share with you. So they actually mentioned that, okay, Zoom on average, right, is selling seats at $70 per month. If you look at other company, can you see that they are actually charging at least double for per seat? So Kelly also mentioned, Kelly is my friend, also the CFO of Zoom. Okay, just kidding. Okay, anyway, Kelly actually mentioned this thing. Zoom has always been very disruptive in pricing. You all can see, right? So that is actually one of their key focus because they actually streamline everything. So in terms of, pricing with the other competitor, I think in the market, people can actually see. So later when we look at the market share, you can also see that they're actually one of the biggest, okay, if not the biggest, and the biggest, okay, player in the market. So I think I love this company for 3 reasons. Okay, number 1, they have actually great product. Okay, number 2, they have great price. And last but not least, we talk about this thing called service, where I shared with you earlier on. The CEO actually plays a huge emphasis on service. So you can also see that for people using Zoom, you will be able to see that there's a lot of new function being improved along the way. Okay, in fact, with COVID, right, suddenly so many people started using Zoom. To be honest, a lot of company cannot take it because there is the influx in this number is just way too huge for people to actually handle. But I would say that Zoom actually able to transform and adapt very, very quickly. So now it's the same thing. Everybody start to go back to normal and things like that. Okay, definitely there will be some impact to the business because at the point of time, remember, they have to hire a lot of people just to make sure that everything is done nicely. But right now, as the numbers start to drop, do you still need so many manpower? Definitely not. So I think there's also a lot of restructuring that has actually happened just to keep the cost at a very, very reasonable rate. So if you look at some of the competitor out here, 5-9, okay, if you look at the numbers, nothing fantastic, okay, but most importantly, just look at this thing called earnings per share. The competitor is losing money year over year. Every single year also lose money. So with that, right, you can actually see, okay, 2010 to 2021, 5-9, the cash is not really growing. It's actually depleting because they're not making money. But if you look at Zoom, year over year, the cash pile is actually increasing. And not only that, every single year, they are actually profitable. How many of you love profitable company? If you love profitable company, vote for me. Okay, vote for Zoom actually. So now let's look at the market share. I just want to actually give you guys more insights into this area as well. So the two biggest players, don't even look at Skype Microsoft Teams, Slack, all this. I know it's too small because not important. Let's just focus on the two bigger market player in the market. Number one is of course Zoom. Number two is Google Meet. I do have to applaud Google. Actually, I think they did a great job. Okay, you can see that the number of percentage increase has been quite huge. Okay, so I believe there must be something that they have actually done well over here. So don't worry, if you are worried that Google will overtake them, then invest in Google also. Then you don't have to worry too much. Okay, but of course, if you look at Zoom, even though the number is dropping, but overall in terms of market share, right, they are still at 42.7%. So again, like I said, this is just market share. What happened is that they are very good at converting more customer into their enterprise customer. And there's actually this thing called net retention. That means if I'm a customer, will I spend more next year or will I spend less next year? Because a lot of things is recurring. So if I downsizing, next year probably my net retention will actually be less than 100%. Right now, if I never remember wrongly, the net retention is about 115 or 119. So this year, whatever money they make, next year, the customer not only continue to pay, they pay even more. So they upsize their bundle. So this is very, very important for a recurring business like this as well. Now, of course, I want to be very, very upfront with what are some of the risks. Okay, so you can see this year, definitely the risk is about, the market is flattening, revenue is flattening. They are doing a lot of restructuring to remanage all this manpower that they previously have. So I think this is definitely one of the key risks that Zoom is actually undergoing. Over here, you can see a net dollar expansion rate. They actually didn't disclose. This was previously. Okay, but later on, I will show you that they actually disclosed the latest number. And the latest number actually show that it is actually still very, very healthy. So I love the management. You can see the management very honest one. They already tell you that we expect to be flattish for next year with some variable quarter over quarter. So they are not here to sell you a dream. Just like me, today I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm just here to sell you the fact that later on Chloe is going to sing song. So if you all want Chloe to sing song, you all vote for me. Don't vote for her, vote for me. Let's look at the opportunity as well. I think this is the exciting portion. So this one I will go through a little bit slower because I know there's a lot of words. So if you cannot see the words, zoom in. Okay, zoom in. Okay, yeah. Let's take a look. If you look at the year-on-year revenue, it is up 5%. Okay, so overall, we can see the company is still growing despite a lot of uncertainty in the market. Okay, but if you look at the enterprise business, I want you all to focus on the first paragraph, enterprise business. It is actually growing 20% year over year. And this huge chunk, right, this enterprise business represented 56% of the total revenue, up from 49%. So that's why I say this is the main business, okay, and they're actually doing well to continue to grow the enterprise business. Okay, next up, okay, they actually introduced this thing called a Zoom Phone. So I know a lot of you never hear of Zoom Phone before, but this Zoom Phone, right, is actually expected to contribute about 10% of Zoom revenue. Okay, and it is expected to continue to grow. So a lot of people are already using Zoom. Okay, but what happened is that Zoom Phone is basically allowing you to have all the access of the all the things that you can do okay, on the phone itself. Nobody have heard of Zoom Phone, but this is highly profitable for them as well. Next, okay, you can see the online average monthly churn, right, improved from 3.7 to 3.1. Okay, this number dropped. A lot of people get very, very worried. How come the number drop? Is it good news or bad news? Churn rate basically means the money that they need to pay for the expenses of the manpower. So if you pay less, it actually means that the company is more profitable. Now, again, they like I said, they are doing a lot of things to improve the business in terms of the profitability. So this is actually one number that really shows that they're actually improving, right? So I think you can see, we are pleased that this metrics has now returned to pre-pandemic level. Wow, amazing. Good job to Zoom. Okay, next, you look at the enterprise customer, they grew 14% year over year to 2009. So you can see all this number, right, is still double-digit growth. Okay, so I think this is still going to be a huge growth factor for Ho Jiak Bo. I don't understand. yeah. Okay. But anyway, most importantly, I think just now I mentioned about, so you can see the risk, right? I talk about the risk. So they mentioned one of the key risks is stronger dollar, because Zoom is taking a lot of money from overseas customer as well. So as the US dollar strengthen, but you make the money from, let's say, Malaysia, Ringgit, or Singapore, or maybe other country, right? If you convert back to US, it actually means that your profit is actually being reduced, right? So of course, this one no choice lah. So of course, as a company, they also have to do their hedging in terms of currency. But if the US dollar start to drop, I think this will also be a good booster for Zoom as well. Then Russia-Ukraine war, because you don't go to war and then do Zoom, right? Naturally lah. So this is also one of the risk factor. So that as a result of the whole economy, etc., that's why they're actually kind of slowing down. Just take a break. So Zoom Phone, as I mentioned, it was a good launch. Everything is growing well. So now going to contribute about 10%, and it will continue to be even more as well. So I mentioned about this new thing called contact center. This is basically where is the unified communication as a service. This is going to be the key profit, or rather key focus for Zoom moving forward. So if you never hear of this before, right, it's a good thing. Okay, it means that they still have a lot of place where they can make money from. So like I said, this one is where 18 billion total addressable market. So this is a new thing that you never heard of, but this is actually one of the key revenue driver for Zoom moving forward as well. All right, and of course, as you can see over here, really the missing piece is contact center, as you can see over here. And again, I repeat, they say we listen to our customer, our team works so hard, and finally we announce. So what the customer want, they immediately go and implement, because you will make a lot of money, right, by solving your customer biggest problem. And this is what I see from the CEO, they have been doing consistently. But I know by now, Chloe already like, wow, I want to buy Zoom already. This company really look not bad. Okay, but I don't want to just overcomplicate y'all. Okay, so this one y'all can just go and find out more. But in short, augmented reality. Okay, right now, for example, we are doing this, like Zoom. This is actually using what? StreamYard. Okay, but moving forward, can you imagine with AI and AR, we'll be doing Zoom literally. You don't even have to go office. Your office is all fake one, all virtual reality. Just put on the goggle and then your boss is beside you. So that is going to be the future. Of course, I do foresee that, okay, this picture was actually taken quite a bit of time back. So I think right now you can see the technology with AI and everything is actually improving very, very fast. So I would say that within the next maybe 1 to 2 years, literally the dream of having a total virtual workspace is doable. Literally your meeting, you just imagine you're walking to office, but actually you're at home on your bed wearing the goggle. So I think that will also change a lot of things, how business actually run as well. And they are doing a lot of integration with other businesses as well. Again, okay, they are not here to disrupt other people, but to make it even easier for the customer, okay, to use. Now let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the revenue. Just now I already say revenue is actually flattening, okay, but I think it's totally okay because their key criteria like the 100,000 customers, their enterprise customer, all this is actually still growing. Okay, but of course the usual business, the other side is actually slowly declining. So it kind of balance out. But as long as their core business is improving, I do foresee that this number is going to ramp up moving forward as well. So people who can see the opportunity will vote for Zoom. Okay, next, wow, very important. Net income. This company every year make money. Wow, where to find? Okay, then Chloe is going to say now, Borwen, how come got 1 year they lose money? Am I right to say that, Chloe? You want to say that, right? Okay, don't worry, I will answer that. Why they lose money is actually because of stock compensation. So they actually treat their staff very, very well with stock and all that. So if I actually factor in the stock compensation, then they lose money because it's one shot, they pay out a lot of money. But overall, if I don't include this, actually that year, they are actually still profitable. And let's take a look at the free cash flow. Wow, look at that. Amazing free cash flow. They are plenty of cash and they are very, very cash rich company. So no worries about the fundamental, the cash flow and everything. It is an amazing company to be in, right? And of course, before I go to this, actually, I was just looking at the news update. They are going into one thing that is very exciting, and that is this thing called AI. So for example, moving forward, I believe in the very, very near future, whatever we are talking over here, okay, Zoom will automatically go and transcribe everything, summarize it, and even send it to you. Okay, or even so, whatever you want to do, now you have to use a lot of software to actually, plug this, plug that, this and that. Moving forward, everything Zoom can do using AI. So that is really the exciting part. And I know like Chloe has been using a lot of software to do this video, take here and there. Next time Zoom will do everything for you. So one place, settle everything, including one very powerful, it's true, including one very important thing, right? And that is this thing called translation. So if let's say today I want to actually reach out to the Korean market, because Korean girl very pretty but they don't understand what I'm talking about. So Zoom potentially will actually do.
You keep on going to Malaysia. Why you never go Korea to find girlfriend? You go Malaysia to find girlfriend, right?
We do it step by step. So after Malaysia, I'll go Thailand, then I'll go Cambodia. And I'm just kidding, okay? Yeah, but I mean, just imagine the potential where whatever I say is immediately being transcribed and translated into any other language. So that's where, right, can you see that you can actually open up, even if let's say your employee is from another country, with Zoom, immediately the translation is being done. So actually you just look at your boss and keep nodding. Actually everything is Zoom say one, because they will do the translation. You just yes. So that is really the power with technology using this video conferencing. And I think with that implementation, it will be crazy. It will be really, really crazy. Yeah. So I think
Chuan He has a very good question. So is Zoom now under or overvalued?
Fantastic. Okay, this one, right, I will leave it for you to go and check it out. Okay, because right, when you look at this number, you will salivate. You will salivate. This is the one thing that I can tell you. Okay, because I think if I say this, everybody is like, wow, Borwen, where is the buy button? I want to buy now. But I want you all to do this homework. You go and check the valuation of Zoom, and then you tell me whether is it undervalued or overvalued. All right. So I think
you're so good. I must clap for you.
Okay. Actually, I can go.
Type CCC for Borwen for this wonderful presentation. Wow, fantastic. And you are gathering votes. I can see right now you are like, oh, okay, you got 30, how many votes? I think you have 33 votes already. Very good.
Nice.
Just now you were 15.
Good job.
Just now you were 15, now you're 33. So you already have 100% growth. Fantastic.
Wow.
Kenya asking, oh, Borwen, isn't one of the main competitor Microsoft team? I don't recall talking about them and all this.
Okay, so just now, I think the picture was a little bit too small. You never zoom in. So Microsoft team market share is only 10.9%. And in fact, if I compare 2021 to 2022, it went from 14% to 10.9%. So market share of Microsoft team is actually dropping. So anyway, like I said, this is just the video conferencing portion. Their market, what they are doing is actually way bigger, because their main focus is just on this portion. But Microsoft got so many things that they want to do here and that, even do car. So buy a company that is very, very focused, customer centric, okay, and then give the company staff a lot of money also.
I totally agree. So right now it's a voting time. Let's give Borwen some fair chance for him to garner votes, right? So you guys make sure you go to this Telegram, t.me/bossy alert, which is our BOS Telegram, and later on you can vote for Borwen, right? So that he stand a higher chance to be able to sing for you guys tonight as well. Okay, so Borwen, I think later on during my presentation, you should start thinking about what song are you going to sing.
Wait. Before you go on, I see that right now you already have 71 votes. So this 71 vote will not count. So after your presentation start, I will count. Okay, so you can begin.
No, that's not how it works. You also have previous votes that it's not supposed to be counted as well.
We minus away then we see who can.
Let's keep it simple. Let's just use the as it is. No, since our customer, our audience here, we must satisfy their needs, right? If they want to vote for me, we must champion that, you know. Okay, now let's get started. So what stock am I going to talk about, right? It's a stock that you guys zoom in just now, but right now what we are trying to do is we need to zoom out. Can everybody type OUT in the chat? That means instead of so zooming in, like you so like obsessed with the competitive advantage, so obsessed with all the whatever good information, good presentation that Borwen gave you just now. Right now, you take a step back, right? And why is it so important to take a step back when it comes to investing? Because this is what Charlie Munger said, all right? Charlie Munger said, all I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I will never go there. And if you know Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, right, they are the greatest investors on earth. Why are they so successful? It's because they always think invert. So what does thinking invert mean? Now, a lot of times we go to buy a stock because the information, the presentation seems very good. But at the end of the day, if you ask yourself this question, right, do you truly feel safe investing inside? Now, let me just show you some of the presentation that Borwen took just now from his screenshot. It's actually from this website, which I think is super useful. We actually shared it in our in this article that we shared in our BOS website, analyze any stock in under 1 minute with this AI tool. So this AI tool is the exact same tool that Borwen took a lot of screenshots for you just now. So you can go to this website called finchat.io. If not, you can also go to Buffer Online School, and then you will see all the information over here as well. Okay, so once you click inside, basically I come to this website, right? I come to this website, and this is what Warren Buffett said. Warren Buffett said this. Okay, so we based on the Berkshire transcript, we not only want to sleep well all those nights, we also want to be thinking about, right, the things to do with the excess money we might have around. So ask yourself, if you were Warren Buffett, would you want to invest in Zoom in the first place? So my presentation is actually counter Zoom. What does that mean is I am still going to delve into Zoom, but I'm going to present you the counter argument so that you can decide for yourself whether do you think this is indeed a stock worth your time and worth your attention to begin with. All right, so now let's begin. Let me go back to my slides. Okay, here you go. Okay, so you still don't know why, Borwen? I'm going to counter you lah. So that's why my CV stock is Zoom. But I want to present you the counter argument towards why you should think twice before investing in Zoom. That's why you need to present.
Okay. Wow. I love that. I love that. Wow. So basically, you want to be my debate lah. Now it's debate over Zoom.
Exactly.
I look forward to your sharing. Yeah.
So we all polish our argument, and in the end, our audience, our students here will get to choose whether they think that the pro one or the against one is more convincing. Now, the first thing is basically what Borwen have already shared, right? There are so many competitors out there. So what he shared with you just now was the two major competitors, including your Google and then Microsoft Team and everything. But on top of that, actually, there are a lot more competitors that you can ever imagine. And in fact, a lot of them you have never heard before. Just like you have not heard about Zoom before COVID, but right now everybody knows Zoom. Now, who knows? Maybe someday Zoom will become obsolete. It's possible. Now, this is just one of the screenshots I took out there. There's so many companies doing the similar services, providing similar solutions to what exactly is Zoom doing right now. And secondly, if you see the growth rate, right? Borwen also highlighted just now that the growth rate is slowing. Now, if you look at in the past, it's 100%, right? And over time, keep on dropping, which Borwen already highlighted that, because COVID literally make this company transform, right? What they could have been achieved in 10 years, what they could achieve in 10 years, literally achieve in 2 years' time. And that's why the growth rate is expected to drop. Yeah, I understand that. But if you see the drop in growth rate, it's almost like 50% drop year on year. So right now, January 2023 is 27%. And right now, actually, TTMN is 3.14%. And what do you think next year is going to happen? I suppose the growth rate would cut by further 50%. That means it's less than 10%. Okay, so this is a very important number. Can everybody type 10% in the chat? So you should be thinking about, as an investor, don't be too optimistic about the growth rate, because when you are too optimistic about it, that's when the danger comes in. All right, so now this is this is the important number, because just now remember, more than 100k enterprise customers, right, who contribute more than 100k revenue per year. So the growth rate has already been dropping, and right now it's 27%. I expect next year to be less than 10%. Now, the next thing is the exact number of the enterprise customers as well. In terms of growth rate, you can see from 158% drop to 35%, and right now it's 11%. So what does that mean is next year, as Zoom continue to expand further, but there's also certain saturation point, this number will also be smaller as well. All right. And if you can see that in terms of the revenue, all right, every single thing just align, right? Revenue is also dropping. So everything is sloping down. And that's why right now Zoom is really trying very hard to establish different business areas, which I totally think that this is the right approach. That's why they started Zoom Phone. They started the customer service center, right? Because if they don't do that, sooner or later, they will become obsolete. And that's why I respect the CEO for doing that. Now, but the thing is, in terms of the overall growth, right, what Borwen showed you just now was the good picture, that the 8% compounded year on year, that is the addressable market. But if you think about 8% growth rate, in terms of the whole addressable market, it's not very fast, right? How many of you agree? Actually, 8% is not very fast, right? So Zoom can't possibly overtake all the market share. So their growth rate is definitely even slower than the addressable market, which is 8% growth. Now, the second thing is, if you look at the rest of the market, apart from America, which is still growing, EMEA, it's slowing down. APAC area is also slowing down. And if you want to invest in a business that gives you more confidence, definitely you want to have growth in different aspects, not just in one country region, which is US for now. Now, the next thing is why Borwen, he didn't show you guys just now, right? The valuation. I think because you will be shocked when you see this number. Okay, so right now, if you see the PE ratio of Zoom, how many times? 3,381 times versus the 2022 was 29 times. Now, if you just use this very basic valuation method, is this undervalue or is this overvalue, guys? Can you tell me? Is it you means under, that means wow, this is a cheap time to buy Zoom, versus O means very expensive. All right, if you think it's expensive, type O, overvalue. If you think it's cheap, undervalue, type U. And if you have attended our BOS course before, you will know that this is a crazy valuation. You are paying 3,000 over times of the earnings of the company. But having said that, Borwen did share with you why is it that the company is facing this issue right now. It's because, all right, there are a lot of so-called stock-based compensation being paid out, right? Now, let me show you.
Wait, Chloe, are you like counter Zoom or are you Zoom? It seems like you're just explaining what I've mentioned and you're further verifying that it is true. And so I mean, continue.
Stock debate, right? My stock debate is to counter Zoom so that I can give a more diverse, a more balanced perspective towards all our investors out here. How many of you love to have a balanced view? Don't just listen to one side of the story, right? You need to listen to two sides. Then you decide for yourself which one do you think you balance the decision, right? So now let's continue to take a look. So this is the P ratio right now, 3,000 over times. But of course, just like Borwen said, there is reason. Why is it happening? So you can see that firstly, there is stock-based compensation. You can see they paid out about 278 million, actually way more than that, okay, in terms of the compensation. And that's why you can see that finally the two box I highlighted. The first box is the operating profit. But if you just look at operating profit alone, 2023 versus 2024, the Q1, Actually, 2024 is lesser, right? Sorry, wrong. So 2021 increase, but on the other hand, it has a lot less net income. That means the actual profits are a lot less because it's a stock-based compensation. All right, it has its litigation. That means it's involved in certain lawsuits, and then Zoom basically pay out, right? And then they also are acquiring certain companies and restructuring expenses, which Borwen mentioned to you guys just now. So that's why they're cutting down costs. So I do agree that currently, if you look at the 3,000 over times in terms of valuation, it's not a valid representation of the good picture of what is Zoom standing. So I just want to once again give you a balanced view. So I do agree this is a short term. The 3,000 times is a short term thing, but very importantly, as if you see in terms of the operating income of Zoom. Now, one thing that I'm not very, very comfortable with is actually the recent quarter, all right, the 2 quarters ago, actually it was a loss, right? In terms of operating income, bracket means $129 million. This is in terms of losses, right? That means it didn't actually make money from its operation. And then on top of that, the free cash flow, even though it's always positive, but it has been fluctuating. Now, it used to make 455 million, and then it fluctuate, drop a little bit, and that's why if you give me a peace of mind, right, I would love the company's free cash flow to be consistently increasing, because that means the company does generate a lot more cash year on year, all right, and they can use this free cash flow a lot better to either reinvest or to eventually pay out for dividend. So these are the two of the factors that I'm not very comfortable with. And of course, one thing I want to also highlight is we also know that this is a rapidly changing industry. Just like what Borwen said, 2 years ago before COVID, you did not even know about Zoom. But right now, Zoom's market share is 42%. And guys, if you look at Zoom's direct opposite corner, which is Skype, Skype back then had a market share of 31%. Today, it only had 6%. So because this industry is so fast changing, that's why Warren Buffett do not want to invest inside, because he only want to invest in something that he can have that peace of mind. And I'm personally not too sure about how this industry will evolve, especially when we factor in the consideration that very, very big players are also inside, including Google, which are slowly gaining market share. You can see from 1.6% grew to 21 to right now 31%, right? So Google is trying to snatch a market share in this area. And then Microsoft team is also a very, very strong competitor in this. And you know that in terms of productivity wise, Microsoft is definitely going to push its team, and that's how it's more holistic. Now, so that's why this is one thing that I am just not sure. And that's why I cannot be very confident when it comes to investing in this stock. And just now what we mentioned about Google seems to be taking off, so it's gaining more market share, and it's also reaching out to more countries as well. Who knows, maybe 3 years down the road, when Google continue to evolve better, the platform interface continue to develop better, more user friendly, maybe Google may just overtake. I can't say for sure, right? So and on top of that, just to let you know, since Bowen did mention about there are a lot of compensation stock based being paid out, right? And that's why the net earnings become a lot lesser. But if you look at the people who got the stocks, a lot of them, they have the option exercise. That means they got a stock, and right after that, can you see they sold it? Automatic sell. And the person that Bowen repeatedly mentioned just now, all right, Kelly was the one who repeatedly sells Zoom stocks. So that made me question, if Kelly, as the chief operating officer, if I'm not wrong, I think her role is chief operating officer, she sell away her stock repeatedly. What does it tell me? Okay, that's why it just made me question again. So let me just confirm she is indeed the chief operating officer. Hold on.
I can give you the answer. She's the chief financial officer.
Chief financial officer.
Yes,
all right.
yes.
So if chief financial officers repeatedly selling stocks after being so-called being rewarded, So then I was thinking, oh, then that means she doesn't have so much confidence in her company after all, right? That could raise certain alarm to me as a potential investor, right?
Where do you see the repeatedly? I only see one
Okay,
time only. How come you say repeatedly so many
because
times?
this is only slide one. All right. Okay, let me show you where did I get the information. I'm just going to share screen. This is only part of the slide. I did not even crop out everything because there are like 12
Ah,
pages. 12 pages in total. Now let me share screen. And then my insider selling. There you go. Here is it. Where's my insider selling page? I think it's
it's okay. It's okay lah. It's okay lah. Can't find. It's okay one. Don't need to show one.
no. I can find one. I think I accidentally closed the browser just now.
Ah, okay lah. I think
Ah, but
a bit
anyway, there are
late
in
already.
total 12 pages lah. 12 pages. So I'm just cropping out one page. And if you go and see, just Google Zoom insider selling, you can see there are many different pages. And then Kelly's name does appear in different pages as well. So my bet is so Zidi is his bet is Google because they have best AI. So that's why I'm not saying Zoom is not a good company. I think that Zoom has achieved tremendous success. And I personally also think that, wow, the stock price has dropped to the pre-COVID level when it first IPO, which does seems to be a very good investment opportunity. But I think it's also very important as an investor, we really think twice. Don't just look at the historical stock price, because if it's cheap can always go cheaper, right? So it's very important that we really understand, do you really have confidence in this company? And what do you think 10 years down the road? Do you have confidence that this company will continue to be around, and not just be around, be thriving as well? And that's how your portfolio is going to grow. So that's why I just want to present you this balanced view, so that, yeah, you can decide for yourself. So Elmer said that CFO selling is never a good news. Okay. So yeah, go and do more research on that. So right now, okay, I think the team, all our members are ready to vote lah. Okay, Bowen. So guys, so right now, this 1 minute, go to our BOS Telegram, start voting, so that let's see whether Bowen or Chloe will be the winner, and who will be saying later. Okay. Bowen, I think it's very clear already lah. And it's very clear. I have my bar is like almost 2 times the size of your bar. So are you ready?
Wait.
So just now
Wait,
during all the presentation, did you manage to think about what song you want to sing or not?
No, we have to be fair lah, because just now, right, actually you have about 70 plus vote, right? And now it's like 90. So actually if you count the increase, it's quite pathetic. So
It's not about the increment. So don't look at the growth rate. Don't look at the growth rate, because growth rate is so subjective, right?
I thought you just mentioned that we need to look at growth rate. You mentioned that my Zoom is not growing. Then now you tell me that don't look at growth rate. A bit contradicting.
Growth rate is very subjective. When you think that the growth rate is it's very slow, right? We need to look at the actual number. So what I'm trying to share is, at the end of the day, look at the actual voting lah, right? Then it's more fair, right? People here have already voted. So Bowen, have you thought about what song you want to sing? Okay, guys, maybe we can ask our students here to decide. All right. Yeah, I was fortunate to be able to meet up, with Eric Yuan. Oh my God, he's really handsome. But to me, it's too high the risk. Yeah, so there's no one stock that fits everybody's portfolio. So if this stock fits Bowman's portfolio, then by all means, but it doesn't mean that it's suitable for everyone. So you need to decide. You see, Bowen sing, right? Nicholas said, Chloe win. So Bowen sing right now. Bowen. Oh, I help you sing. I help you sing your 前奏, we pass the time to you. Come.
All right. I believe the audience, right? Basically, they just look forward to me singing. That's why they choose you. Which I'm happily.
I'm also very happy. Yeah, because we finally will have a K 歌天王 in our next level show.
But normally I sing Chinese song. Then English song, my English dictionary very limited. So maybe the audience also can help me think of one English song. Famous one. Famous song.
One.
I just sing one sentence.
Janet, I did not recommend any stock. Okay, it's not about recommendation. It's always about thought process. So just now I present to you my thought process of my counter argument to Zoom. So you decide for yourself whether do you think this is a stock, despite all the counter argument, despite all the good things that Bowen share, is this indeed a portfolio that is suitable for you? All right. So okay, so guys, since you want Bowen to sing, right? You give him some titles. All right. So while he's thinking about waiting for you guys to give him titles, so that he can really sing an English song for you guys, right? 真的是在你们面前舍身取义，叫做舍身取义。Am I using it correctly? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so if you guys have not joined our Telegram, this is where you can join so that you can vote as well. Maybe the last 10 seconds, so that maybe to see whether Bowen can take over me. I don't think so. But then, okay, it's just now some of you guys are very smart, right? That you say, oh, if the loser will give away a free course. So Bowen, you are also giving away a free course, right?
Of course.
Of course, but then previously, just to let you know, if you receive this email, we do have to apologize because our July intake for BOS is full. All right, so that means if you receive this email, we do have to postpone your slot to our next intake. So if you have not signed up, all right, please make sure you do so, because if not, our August intake will also be full. Then we have to postpone you again to the next intake. So our 2-day Buffer Online School Value Investing class, basically we spend 2 days with you to really share with you the thought process. If you look at, regardless how Bowen present, how I present just now, we really use different facts to substantiate our argument. And it's very important that we don't just buy based on news. You don't buy just based on what friends tell me this, YouTuber tell me that. We need to really think through, do the proper research. And this is what we want to train you, teach you how to do it during our 2 days BOS MBA. So you have not registered, make sure you do so right now, all right, so that you can join us in our August intake. So our August is happening 5 and 6 of August. Right, so 5 and 6 of August is we will teach you for 2 days, and then after that, you can really learn the Buffett way of investing. So make sure you scan that if you have not joined us. And I think Bowen, you guys are probably all getting ready. Oh, love me. Hey, is it this song, right? Adi, John Legend. You know how to sing, right? Malay songs, okay.
Hey, Chloe, you sing the first sentence, then I continue from there. I think I'm not very familiar with this song.
I only know All of Me. Oh, what is All of Me? Oh, of me, all of me, right? John Legend. Actually, I'm like Bowen I seldom listen to English songs, so
Okay I just randomly sing.
Can.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. 'Cause I give you all of me. And you never give me the vote. Okay.
Great job, fantastic. And everybody type CCC for Bowen. Like he's like so red right now. I think Bowen very paiseh, right? Because you Sia just now. But this song, I think Adi purposely choose it for you, because even you are losing, you are winning, you know.
Yeah, I love the lyrics. Exactly.
So apt for that. so many people clap for you. Very good. So next week, okay, we will have another round of debate. But next week is a very exciting episode as well, because Bowen won't be here. I know you guys love to see Bowen, right? But then he very busy so next week I don't have the privilege to be able to invite him here, but I will invite another very, very powerful guest, very strong investor as well. And make a guess, guys, who is that very strong investor I'm going to invite back, so that you guys are going to learn a lot as well. Okay, so Adi said Nice, very good. Wow, Adi very happy already. Yeah, exactly, right? That's why he chose this song. Very good. Glenn, wow, Chuan, he said Glenn. Wow, maybe one day I should invite him to come to let Glenn come here and
Why
and
only
share
one guest? Only one guest.
one guest. Not Glenn. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe one day I should invite Glenn. Hey, who else? Who else? Apart from me, Bowen, and then of course last week you saw another investor, right? We have Sean here as well. But not all of them, not both of them. All right, it will be exactly one of you got it right. Yanzi said Pete, so we will have Pete here, and we are gonna have some fun debate. All right, so we will definitely keep you guys updated. So if you have not joined us, our Telegram, then make sure you do so right now, because we actually post all our details, our next sharing, what's the topic about, all inside our Telegram as well. So t.me/bossy alert, then you'll be able to join BOS Telegram to get more insights as well. So you have not joined our BOS 2 days, then make sure to do so right now, because our July intake is full. So make sure you grab the August seat. All right, so that's all I have to share tonight. And thanks, Bowen. Are you listening to music? Why are you like?
Even when I lose, I'm winning. Okay, I'm gonna win, man.
Okay, I will give you another chance. I will give you another chance. Next time, I let you trash me, okay? So that you can really win for nothing. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, so happy weekend, guys. Today is what?
Today's Tuesday only, by the way. Yeah. You don't know what is weekday, weekend. Oh, it's okay.
It's okay. Life is not about time, all right? It's about living our everyday to the fullest. So I will see you guys in our next sharing.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Good night. See you guys.